No, sir. But I'm
Full-stack programming you
learning.
did in graduation level, that's it.
Yes, sir. After that, I'm learning like PHP, C, and I'm still learning Java.
Oh, thanks, Amir.
Yes, sir.
Let's
Thank you
take
so
the
much, sir.
next candidate. So, Shahid, are you enrolled for the training?
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, sorry. So yes, I think I got the documents and I'll have to go through it and I'll be updating that, brother.
Okay. So, what's your
Yeah. So
qualification, job experience?
I have done my masters. Completed my masters in engineering, and I have experience on in IT as well. So not on a particular, I would say. I was mostly on IT sales and what pre-sales team. I was working for a pre-sales team. I know the IT field and everything, but technical part, I was not much into any of the particular stream, I would say.
You haven't done any programming of late.
Yes, I have not.
So, you have done programming earlier in your career or not done at all?
No. I'm not a I have no knowledge on programming.
So, you are a fresher to programming altogether.
Exactly.
Oh, no worries. As it is, we'll start from scratch. So, no worries.
Yeah, thank you.
And then we have Shabana is there.
Yeah, hi. My name is Shivana Begum. I had done my graduation from Sikkim Manipal University in 2007. And after that, I have teaching in schools and institute in computer field.
Okay, so you've done your graduation in computers?
Yeah, BSc IT.
BSc IT, nice. Okay. And what are you teaching? Are you teaching some programming languages or teaching just theoretical computers?
C++ and basics in a school or institute.
Okay. So your basics of programming is sound, like what is data type, variable.
Yeah, right.
Perfect. Nice. That will be helpful for us, Shabana. Nice.
Thank you.
And then we have someone joined with from an iPhone and someone from a pad. Is this iPhone a candidate or from the management? Someone's name is
I think it's candidate. I'm just requesting Assalamu alaikum everyone. Sartaj here. So Umar, I requested everyone to display their name, and even I messaged those brothers, iPhone or iPad, to display their name. Not sure, so just call them out.
Pad is me, Ataullah. I entered my name, but it's still not showing up.
I guess when you will join the next meeting, I guess it will refresh, and then maybe in the current meeting it won't reflect, changes won't reflect. So no worries.
Sure.
I think in your profile, if you go Ataullah, just a quick one. I just changed my name, so I just did recently. If your profile, if you go, there is a I think there is a text box which says change your display name. So I think you can edit. Not sure
maybe
how.
Actually, sorry to interrupt. Actually, maybe you're talking about me. My name is showing as iPhone. I don't know why.
Who is this brother? iPhone.
My name is Syed Farooq Ali.
Syed Farooq. Okay, got it. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, no problem. So Umar, just go ahead. So, but please try, next time, or just try to how you can display your name so that we can address you, right? Yeah.
Okay. So pad iPhone is Syed Farooq.
Right.
Yeah. Note it down, Umar.
Yeah. So what's your qualification, Farooq?
Okay, actually, I have done my master's in IT from US Wilmington University, which is in Delaware, in 2021. I don't have any programming language experience. I do have a little basic in .NET, I mean the C#, but it's very basics. So in general, I don't have any programming experience prior. I was working as a test drive engineer. So my field is more related to telecommunication, but my interest is towards the IT field. So I want to join this group.
Okay, nice. Welcome aboard. So yeah, so you will,
Thank
the knowledge of C# will be helpful over here. So again, Shabana has some basic knowledge of programming. Even I guess you're familiar with some basics of programming. So that will be beneficial and helpful in this course also. And as it is, we are going to start from scratch. So we will revisit all the concepts once again. Okay. Then,
Perfect.
oh, the pad is.
Pad is Ataullah.
Yeah, Taula, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hello, everyone. My name is Ataullah, and I have completed my graduation in mechanical engineering from Abdul Kalam Technical University in 2018. After that, I joined NIIT Technologies, worked as technical advisor, and left in 2019. And then I joined Concentrix, worked for T-Mobile Telecom Company. And now I'm working there as a senior technical advisor. So do not have any experience in programming languages, but I'm trying to learn from various websites. I got to know from about this program and joined. That's
Okay,
all.
nice. So nice to know you guys. And as we have been briefed in the session we had last week, that we will be training ourselves on Java Spring Boot. Okay, so it's a very trending framework in the market, and there's a tremendous amount of hiring going on in Spring Boot. Anybody who's 2022 pass out over here? You're all 21 and onwards, right? So those who are,
All right.
yes, Farooq, you are which year graduate?
No, I just said right. I have done my master's in 2021. So
21, yeah. So it's good because the content which we will be delivering, no, it's delivered to. So once you all do the live training, you all will have the exposure, which is which a 2 or 3 years experience programmer has in the industry. So if 2 years and 2 years of programming experience, if you show on paper, so the opportunities are tremendous for such candidates in the market for Java Spring Boot. Okay. So, but we will start from the basics of programming. So, as today is our first session, so I won't rush. So, we all have worked on C programming. I guess Shabana has shown that she's done some C programming. Amir also has done some C programming. So, are we familiar with data types, guys?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So data types, no. Can I be made the host, please? I need to share my screen. Sakib bhai?
Yes, let me do that. Yeah.
Explain about the data types.
Okay. Can you check there?
Not yet. It's still showing as you as the host.
One person shared. Okay, everyone sharing. 1 second. Okay. So now I think it should work for you. Can you check?
No, Sakib bhai, still showing you as the host.
Okay, now?
No, just click against my name on the 3 dots and it will give you option to make host.
I actually enabled it. I'm not sure why.
No, it's not sure.
Okay, let me make it as a host. Okay. Now it's done.
Yeah, now it's
I made it host.
yeah.
If at
Yeah,
all
now
I go out from this meeting, if at all I go out from this meeting, you will be able to run it. I'm
yes,
like,
yes.
is
Yeah,
it going to end?
you can log out now. If you have some networking issues, you can log out. I'll take it forward from here. No worries.
Okay, so meeting will not end, right?
Meeting will not end. Meeting now. I'm the host, so meeting will
Yeah,
not
sure.
end. Yeah.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, bye. Guys. So it must be invisible to you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So whenever we talk about data types, the first lesson in programming is data types.
Yes, sir.
So there are 2 categories of data types. Okay, remember this: the primitive data type and the non-primitive data type. Okay. So primitive data types, like we had tools. So the Stone Age man used some tools, right, to hunt and to cook, and he
Yes,
had
sir.
made his own knives. So those are your primitive tools, you can say. And nowadays, which the advanced tools which we have, the advanced machinery what we have, you can call them as your non-primitive tools. Okay, so advanced
Yes.
knives, advanced machinery, advanced arms and ammunition, that can be called as your non-primitive. So in programming, the data types which we used previously, which in C we have been using, even in C#, I guess, or might have used integer, float, character, right? Double, byte, boolean. Okay.
Yes,
So
No.
if we can focus on the primary data types, okay. So these are mostly in C, C++, Java syntactically follow the syntax is more or less same in these languages. So those who are comfortable programming in C and C++, Java, the syntax would be quite similar. Okay.
Yes, right.
C#, I
Yes,
guess
sir.
there might be some changes in the syntax. The way you declare a variable in C# might be different. But those who worked in C, C++, Java will be quite familiar. The syntax of Java will be quite familiar to such candidates. So we had integer, float, char, double, byte, boolean in C, C++ also, right? The same we'll have in Java also. And the non-primitives, okay? So as we will be doing object-oriented programming, okay? So what forms the backbone of object-oriented programming? A class, right? Then from class, we can create its objects. So classes, they come under the non-primitive data types. So whatever classes which you will make, so whatever, and class can be a built-in class, is already there in the Java packages, like string class, right? Or most of the time we will be creating our own classes. That is our user-defined classes. Most of the time we will be creating our own classes. That is, the programmer writes the code for his class. So whatever class we will create, it's like we are gifting Java a new data type. Okay. So if I create a class going forward, class student, okay, So it's like I have gifted Java a new data type by the name student. So your classes are also your data type, but those are advanced data types, non-primitive data types, we call them. Okay. So let's start with the primitive data types first. Okay, when do we use integers? Okay, so
When
this we are starting from the very basic of programming. Okay, so I am not assuming any one of you all has a programming background or not, a programming history or not. Okay, so those who know this, it's a good recap for such guys, and those who are new, like some brother told that he's done his management, right? I guess it was Shahid who had told. So Shahid,
Yes,
are you familiar with these terms in programming?
No.
No,
I
so
basically know data type, but I'm in depth. I don't know.
Yeah, so we'll keep Shahid as a benchmark, guys. So you know that once we need to progress as a batch, okay? So on the very day one, we'll set this expectation that we should progress as a batch. No, I don't want one or two candidates going too fast and the others lagging behind. So we'll go slow and steady initially, and then gradually we'll catch a pace. Okay.
yes, sir.
So those who already know this, initially you all might feel that session is going a bit slow, but let's consider everyone's IQ. So integer we will use when we want a non-negative number. So if, okay, so a non-decimal rather. So if you want to store a non-decimal number, positive, negative, irrespective, both negative and positive. So if the number is non-decimal, then we go with your integer. And if a number is decimal, then okay. See, if we are into Java, now we can skip the float. We can directly go to the double part. Okay. So we will try to eliminate the redundant ones. Okay. So if you ever have to use a decimal number in your programming, then go with double. Okay, because double is a superset of float. What float can do, double can do it better. Okay, so if double is there, then we don't have to confuse ourselves by float. So we keep this aside. Okay, so if in our programming we require to save a non-decimal number, then go with integer. And if you want to store a decimal number, then go with double. Okay, so now we'll do a small exercise. If I want to store the age of a human being, age of a person, what type will I use? So generally, if I ask someone his age, he'll say I'm 19 years old, I'm 23 years old. So what type of data is this? Integer or double?
Integer.
Okay. So what we make from a data type are called as variables. So these are your variables. So to declare a variable, we should know its type. Okay. So age will go in which section? So let's make two columns over here, and now you all tell me. Okay. So I'll do a small exercise parallelly. So now tell me this variable age, you'll put in which slot?
Integer.
Integer, correct? Okay. Now if I tell you that I need to store the height of a person in feet, no, normally we store the height in feet, right? I'm 6'1". Someone said I'm 5.10. So what will we use over here? Height in feet.
Double.
Double, right? Okay. Now if I tell you height in centimeters, then
In a centimeter is
if
integer.
the use case has changed, the client wants the height to be calculated in centimeters. Now, will we still use
integer?
Yeah. Okay. So we say I'm 173 centimeters. Someone say I'm 187 centimeters. So if the use case changes, the data type will change. So I will put height in centimeters in which section? In the integer section. Okay. Okay. So if temperature of a city. So what will be used temperature for?
Double.
Temperature.
Double the float.
Okay, let's say it's 23.5 degrees centigrade. or it's 101.7 degrees Fahrenheit. What will you use over here?
When we use a point, then we use a double
Integers.
plot. When we use a direct number, it's
So
a whole
temperature,
number. Then we use the
what does
integers.
iPhone show the temperature in? When we go to the weather, the website which shows the weather of a particular city, the climatic condition, what do they show the temperature in? I guess it uses an integer, right? It shows 23 degrees, 24 degrees. I guess it doesn't show in decimal.
Right.
Weather forecast for a week, right? So you all should know
Right.
which. Yeah, so let's put this into in integer. Okay, now if I tell you the percentage of a student, that is decimal, that goes into double, okay? So what is 7? 7 will come into which category? Integer or double?
Integer.
Okay, and then
Integer.
the equivalent for 7 as a double will be 7.0. Okay.
Right.
So when I convert an integer to a double,
Mhm.
okay, I am doing widening. What am I doing? We can do conversion also. We can do data type conversion. We can convert one type to other. So what is widening? Converting from a small type to big type. Converting from. Then what is narrowing? What would be narrowing then?
Converting from double to
Is
integer.
opposite to widening. Opposite to widening.
Opposite to widening will be narrowing. Okay. So if I have to convert a double. So if I have a double, let's say 7.35. And I have to convert this into an integer, what will happen? So what was the equivalent for 7?
7.0.
7.0. What is the
7.0.
equivalent for 7.35?
7.0.
No, in integer, no?
7.
They won't
7.
be-
Only 7.
Only 7.
7. So where
Only
is
7.
data loss happening?
Shortening data loss is happening.
In narrowing, right?
Narrowing, yes. Yeah.
So whenever we do narrowing, there is a loss in the data because the decimal point gets truncated. Whatever is there after the decimal point is truncated, is deleted. So we can convert this one type of data into another type also. Okay. So what we have to do is just put the data type. So let's say if I have an integer age equals to 21, and I want to convert this age into double age. So what will I say? Double, okay. New age I will take, and I want to convert this age into what type now?
21.0.
I will typecast it like this and convert this age variable into double and store it in double new age. Who got this? Who got this, guys? What I did over here?
Okay.
So we have a variable age, right? What is it? So every variable will have a data type, a name, and a value. So a variable will have a data type, a name, and a value. Okay, let's not go to variable at the moment. Let's just stick around with the topic of data types. Okay. Then gradually we'll go to variable one. Maybe by end of today's session, you all should be comfortable with data types and variables both. Then character. Any keystroke on the computer, laptop you see, on the keyboard you see, but that keystroke and enclosed within a single quote is a character. So what is a character? Any keystroke enclosed within what?
Enclosed within Single quote.
Yeah, single quote. It should be single quote, but double quote will be string. Double quote will be string. Okay. So any keystroke which you see on the keyboard enclosed within a single quote is a character. So do you see A on the keyboard? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
Is this a character? This
Yes,
A,
sir.
this A which I have highlighted, is this a character?
It's a character, but not written in a single quote.
Yes, it's unless and until it is in a single quote, it will not be termed as a character. Is this a character? Is this a character?
Yes.
Is this a character?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, of course.
Now I'm giving space. Is this a character? There's space in between.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
of
It's a
course.
character.
Yes.
Okay, now tell me. Okay, just do a small exercise. What is the difference between these two?
First one is a number, integer, and second one is a character.
Yes. So no. So if it's in a single quote, it's a character. As simple as that. Getting it?
Very good.
Yeah. So and then we also have, see, now a integer has a range. Okay. You know there are ranges to the types. Okay.
Hmm.
So what is 2 to the power 25? Anyone? Anyone?
20.
Integer.
Square root is the final.
2 to the power 25.
Oh.
In some of the narrations, no, of in the hadith, it comes that someone who prays at home gets the reward of 1 namaz, and someone who goes to the masjid and prays ba jamaat gets the reward of 2 raised to 25 namaz. So what is the figure? A very famous figure it is.
25 times.
554432. What is it? 3 crores 35 lakhs 54,352. The reward increases. So
Yes,
what
sir.
is 2 raised to 32 now?
Multiply 32 times.
2 raised to the 2 to the power 32 is how much? It goes into someone
32
4.2.
times. Multiply.
Okay. So these US guys, they all count in millions, right? In thousands. So this is 1,000. This is what? 5 million, 5.5 million. And what is this? So this 335. How would you all, what figure would this come to? Is it 3? No, it won't come into billion also, right? Billion is thousands, thousand, correct? 1 followed by 9 zeros. So the figure which comes to 2 raised to the power 32, positive, negative, either side. So if there's a number of this range, that can be stored on an integer data type. So this is the number system, and this is 0. Okay, and this is positive 2 raised to 32, and this is negative 2 raised to 32. So if the number lies between this
If
range,
positive, sir, always write right hand side.
if the number is between this range, minus 2 raised to 32, that is how much? Minus 429496723. 96. If the number is between this range, so this is what? Is it 4 billion? Yeah, this is 4 billion, right? So this is million and this is billion. So if the number is between this range, then you can take an integer to store that number. And if the number is outside this range, okay, it's a non-decimal number, but bigger than 4 billion, negative 4 billion positive, then for that we have a long type. What do we have? Okay, so if the number is greater, then we use long as a type to store such big numbers which are non-decimal but greater than 4 billion. Okay, but normally we don't use this much amount of range. What if I want to store the age of a human being or marks obtained out of 100? So if I want to store the marks obtained out of 100 of a candidate, so how much marks can a student obtain out of 100? What is the range?
0 to 100.
0 to 100, right? And so for that we have a type called as byte. What do we have? So the range of a byte is minus 128 to positive 128, non-decimal. So if your
Umar, sorry to
number
stop
is
you. Can you
between-
please admit Saqib? He's waiting.
Yeah, I just got it flashed. Yeah, okay.
But sir, bit is a byte is equals to 4 bit, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that is in the computer storage memory. That is when you want to store the memory type, no? So when we calculate the storage of our computer, so we say, let's say if you have an iPhone and if it's 256 GB, okay? So 256 GB is how much? So if
256
I want to convert this into 256 GB, so what is 1 GB is 1024 MB, correct?
right, correct.
Then what is 1 MB?
1000
1024
million byte.
1024 KB. And what is 1 KB?
1024.
1024 bytes.
1024 bytes.
Why is it 1024? Why such a strange number? Why not round figure 1000? Because memory increases exponentially to the power of 2. Okay, so 2 raised to 2 is 4, then 2 raised to 3 is 8, then 16, then 32, 64, 128, 256, 512, and then 1024, right? And then this is bytes. Then how much is 1 byte?
4 bits.
1 byte is equal to 8 bits.
8 bits. 1 byte is how much?
8
8
bits.
bits.
8. So this is the storage we are talking about. So when you say, so how many bits of memory does an iPhone of 256 GB have? If this question pops up, how many bits of memory does an iPhone of 256 GB storage have? So how will you calculate it? You will multiply this with 256 because we did 1 GB, right? So 256 into 1024
Into 1024.
1024
Into
1024
into 1024
Into 8.
into 8.
into 8. This is the number of bits
Right.
I will have if I have a iPhone of 256 GB. That is the term used to calculate the size, the storage size. We are talking of the range. Got it, guys?
Got it, sir.
What
One more
range of
question.
number can be stored in a byte? So this is not that storage wala byte. It's the data type byte.
Well, but what confused me is that we can store only 2 letters in 1 bit or one letter in one byte.
No, that's not the case. From this you can store 128 maximum to 128 maximum in a byte. So if you want to play around with, so if you are sure that whatever input will be there will be between this range, so instead of taking it as an int, you can take as a byte. But we don't use this much often. As we eliminated float, we can eliminate it byte also. So they go with int is the most widely used. Okay, very rarely will we use long. If we forecast that so if you are doing some financial programming, okay, if you are doing some programming which will have high number of financial transactions, okay, so let's say the total number of amount transferred today using Google Pay. So will it be, are there chances that the amount can be more than 4 billion? Yes, no, maybe.
No.
Yes, no, right? Maybe yes, maybe no. If it was, let's say, some, as you all call it, a Black Friday, so the amount of goods, the worth of goods sold on Black Friday, can it go more than 4 billion?
Yes.
So if it is that, if I'm calculating that, then I will not take integer. Then I will go with long. Then I will go with long. So if that figure has a decimal point, so in your bank statement, if you see if this is someone's bank balance, okay, the end of the day it will also have some decimal points to it, right? This much. So they'll put a dollar sign over there, and the answer will always be in decimal. Have you all seen that, guys?
Yes, sir.
So what will I take? So in this regards, so the best is what we take?
Double.
Yeah. Okay. So this is all. You have to be circumspect, and depending on the scenario, these data types. So you should have knowledge of all of them, and then depending on which use case comes up, you can switch the data types.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so a byte. Okay, so these are all fancy terms. We don't use them. But if you see it in some code, you should think to yourself, okay, this byte has been declared because the number is between this range, not more than that. Okay.
Yes.
So int is sufficient. Even long is a bit fancy, so we will not do fancy stuff in the initial. But just for someone's knowledge, someone wants to dive deeper. See, we'll have sessions 4 to 6 hours a week, right? And how many hours are there in a week? 168 hours, right? So if out of the 168 hours, if I remove the 6 hours, you still have 162 hours to yourself for practice. So in that, you can do the research work.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
So what are the data types? And then you can go in detail and understand. But beginners will just stick to the basic data type: integer, character, double. Okay. And then we have the fourth basic data type called as Boolean. It will just store true or false. What will it store? Okay, it will just store two outputs, true or false. Okay, so now let's do a exercise, and let's make 4 columns now and try to fit the variables. Now let's see what is a variable. Okay, so if I have to do any programming, I need to store that data somewhere locally. Okay, and that is called as a variable. So if I, let's say, want to add 2 numbers, a basic use case, I say, let's say you need to add 2 numbers. So to add 2 numbers, you will require something to hold the 2 numbers. So where we hold those numbers are your variables. So you will say, sir, the 2 numbers are decimal or non-decimal. So I say, okay, initially we'll say non-decimal numbers. So add 2 non-decimal numbers. So the first non-decimal number I have is 7. So where do I store this 7 in memory? So for that, I will require a variable. So I have to declare a variable. So that variable will be of what data type?
Integer.
To hold 7, I require a variable of which type?
Integer.
Integer. So I take over here int, and then I name the variable. So variable name should be self-explanatory. Just by looking at the variable, you should understand what it is going to store. So I say number 1. Okay. Then I give a semicolon. Okay, this expression ends over here. Then I want to store one more. 8. Then for this, what will I take?
Integer
One more
number two.
variable I will take. Integer
integer,
number 2. So what happens in the memory? Whenever you declare a variable, some space memory is reserved for this variable. Okay. So 3 things happen when you declare a variable. First, it is given a name. So name a programmer gives it. Then it is given some address. Okay. Address. We don't have to worry about what address has been generated. No. That the system internally will manage that. So it's a alphanumeric hexadecimal some number is there, which is the address of this variable. Okay, this is not our job. Just so to simplify things, I'll just give a simple number. Let's say it's 1000. Address is 1000. Okay, system generated. And third will be the value of this variable. So as of now, I have just declared the variable. So when we declare the variable in Java, we'll stick to Java. Different languages have a different way of initializing the variable. Java initializes an integer with 0. So whenever you just declare an integer, the initial value of integer variable in Java is 0. For a character is a empty single quote. For a double, it is 0.0. What should be the basic default type of Boolean? Boolean can either store true or either store false.
true,
Looking at this trend, 0, empty single quotes, 0.0. So if I say to a friend, do you have $100? He says 0. Means what?
false,
Yeah, right? Just common sense. So the default is false for a
false,
Boolean. Okay. So what is there in this now by default? By birth, it is getting 0.
0,
So 3 things happen internally with a variable. First thing is name. Second thing is
value,
value. And third thing is
address,
the
address,
address. Okay. So address, we don't have to worry. But variable has an address internal. Okay. Now if I want this variable to have some different value, then I have to initialize it later on. So later on in the process, we can initialize the variable. So just we have to say variable name and equal to operator. Okay, so now then I say number 1 is causing an obstruction. So we say number 1 and then I say equal to 18. Okay. So now what happens is it overrides the value of that variable. So 0 will go out at any given point of time in the life cycle of a variable. It can store only a single value. A variable at any given point of time in its life cycle can store only one single value. The default was removed. It was replaced with 18. Similarly, I have one more variable called as number 2. So what is there in number 2 at the moment? Any guesses? What is the value of number 2?
it's 0,
Yes, because it is an integer and integer
Yes,
by
sir.
default has 0 and
0,
it has some address. It is an I'll take a very easy address for you all to understand. It's 2000.
yes, sir,
But now I want to put 19 in number 2. What will I do?
number
Initialize it
2
to
equal to 19,
number 2 equal to 90.
90.
So this part in the red is called as variable declaration and the part in the green is called as variable initialization. Understood?
Yes, sir,
Yes.
Yes.
Shoaib, it was Shoaib, right? It was Shahid. Shahid, are you getting it?
Yes, I'm getting it, Umar. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm keeping you as a benchmark for the class. So if
No problem.
Shahid says he's understood, then I expect everyone to understand it better. Correct? Okay. So this is variable. You are declaring the variable, the red portion. This is called as variable declaration. Okay. Yes, it is color coded. And this is called as variable initialization. Okay. Then what do you say? Is there any faster way? Is there any faster way? Okay, it's a very slang. It's not. Is this understood? If I do it like this, what do you say? Yes, guys.
Initializations.
What have I done over here?
Both you have done in one place.
What is this?
Is 20. Is it integer type?
What is the red line?
Declarations, and 21 is a
what is
value assigned
what is
to
the
number 3.
Green line.
Initialization.
So this is, you can initialize the variable at the time of declaration. Okay, so then one more, memory. So whatever is happening in memory, you should have a clear picture in your mind. If you want to excel as a programmer, so you should, at the subconscious back of your mind, should always have that what's going on in the memory. Okay, so I'll take an address as 3000. And what is number 3 having now? Correct? Okay, now if I want to add number 1 and number 3, what type of variable will I take?
Integer as well as long, both.
So now if I want to add number 1 and number 2, so I'll say integer, okay, result or sum. What will I say? Integer. So now what is there in sum?
Variable.
What is there? What's the value?
39.
The value
What
number
is
1
there in
plus
sum at the
number
moment?
2 plus number 3.
What is there in the at the moment? What is there in sum?
0.
Yes.
Right now it's a 0.
So it
And
just
after,
declared.
after that sum is.
And now I want to put the sum of 1 and 3 in it. What will I say? Make sense?
1 plus 3.
So now the calculation is done on the RHS, and whatever is the result is stored on the LHS variable. Am I understood?
39.
The calculation part is done on the RHS. Okay. Then whatever answer comes of this calculation, the result is stored on the LHS. So
Yes,
first
sir.
let's calculate. So, and whenever I give the variable name, it will fetch the value. So when I say number 1, it will go to where? What will it pick up? The value. So it number
Yes,
1
sir.
plus number 2 is writing, is as good as writing 18 plus 21. What is the answer?
39.
Will be stored in which variable?
Somewhere.
Some
It will
variable.
go in sum, right? So 0 will be removed because at a time a variable can have only one value. And now it will have 39.
Yes,
Is this
sir.
understood, guys?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Clear? How to declare a variable and then how to play around with the variables. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now how to manipulate the variables. Okay. Now how to manipulate the variables. So what are the 4 variables you see on the screen? What
Number
are the 4
1, number
variables you
2,
see on the
number
screen?
3.
Number 1, number 2,
two.
number 3, and sum.
And what are the values
Yes.
of them?
53.
18.
Oh, 39.
Number 1 is 18, number 2 is 0, number 3 is 21, and number
21.
sum is 39, correct?
39. Correct, sir.
Okay. Now, if I write over here number 1 plus number 2,
This is
is
18.
this a valid statement? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, I guess.
No. You are adding. Where are you storing them? Where are you storing the answer? There is no LHS.
Number 1.
There should be an LHS, right?
Value and
Number
stored
1.
in a third variable.
So where would you store this? So you can store it. So if I try to store this in number 2, now what happens? Tell me.
Then number 2's value is 18.
Yes. Number 2 is equal to 18.
Number 2 is equal to. Okay, let's take everyone's opinion. This was Amir, right?
Number 2.
So Amir says number 2 is 18. Very good. Let's
Yes.
everyone have a crack at it. So we'll keep it
Yes,
as
the
a
right answer.
two-way communication.
Number 2 is 18.
Number 2 is 18. Shabana also says number 2 is 18. Okay, fair enough. Yes, Shahid. Yes,
I
Farooq.
feel the same.
How do you spell your name? Farooq? F-A-R-U-K or F-A-R-O-O-Q-U-E?
But sir, integer number 2 meant okay. You already assigned
One attempt
data
per
type
person.
for number 2.
One
There's
attempt
no
per
need to
person.
write an
So
integer.
Shabana attempt is done. She has disclosed the answer now. She can now wait for others to give the answer. How do you spell your name, Farooq? Is this the correct spelling which you write? Is Farooq there? Then Ataullah, right? Ataullah. Then we have, who else do we have? Someone else had joined. Mehtab had joined, I guess. I don't see Mehtab. Okay, yes, Shahid, what is the answer? My question is, what is the value of number 2 after this expression?
I feel it's 18.
Shahid also says
I
18.
feel- yeah.
Farooq? Okay, he's still processing. Ataullah?
Just a moment.
He is also still processing. See, guys, remember this simple rule. Where does the calculation take place? LHS or RHS?
LHS.
Where does the calculation take place? LHS or RHS?
LHS.
You know what is LHS, right? Right hand side. What do I mean by RHS? What do I mean by RHS? Right hand side, right? And what? So where does the calculation take place in programming? Which side? RHS, correct?
Right.
So if I add number 1 and number 2, what figure do I get?
18. In the number 2.
If I add number 1 and number 2, what figure do I get?
Yeah, 18 plus 0, that is 18, right?
18.
Because number
And
1
it
is
will be stored in
18
which
and number
variable
2
now?
is 0.
So 18 will be stored in which variable now?
18 will be is number 1, right? And that will be stored in number 2
On the
now.
LHS, it will be stored in the LHS. It is going 18 will, so 0 will be removed and 18 will come. Correct?
Plus
Correct.
operator.
So answers work correct. Very good.
Two.
Okay, now if I say number 1 multiplied by 10 is number 3. Now what changes will happen?
Now let's ask this to Ataullah. Yeah. Ataullah, what do you say?
Ataullah.
One moment.
Number 3 equal to number 1 into 10, right? So what will be the product of number 3? Number 1 is what? Do you see what is number 1 is 18, right? And
It's
the
180.
right hand side, what do you say, Umar? It's correct, right? What do you say?
What is the answer, Ataullah?
180.
180. Perfect. 180 is correct.
Right,
So
sir.
first do the calculation on the RHS. Number 1 into 10. Number 1. So whenever I give the variable name, so whenever I in the programming, see guys, what we write and what we read. Remember this logic. Very, very important. It will be very helpful. We write the variable name, but we always read the variable value. Remember this. As a programmer, we will write the variable name, but while reading, we will read the value. So, what have I written? Number 1. What will you read? 18. Into 10, how much?
180.
So, do the calculation on the RHS.
Sir,
18 into...
sorry to interrupt you, but you asked the question, is a right a variable name? Variable name is a number 1, not a 18. 18 is a value of number 1.
Yes, correct. See, as a programmer, what have I written?
Number 1 is a 18, multiply with 10 is a 180.
What will I... No, Shabana. As a
Yeah.
programmer, this is the program, right? So just if I
Right.
put a border, if I put a border across it, okay. If I put
Okay.
a border across this code, assume this is my
Mhm.
dummy code, okay? Just a small amount of code we have,
Okay.
and this is the code written by the programmer.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is a snippet of the code. So now,
Okay.
what have you written? Number 1. What have you written? Whatever I have circled in, whatever I have put it in blue line is the code, right?
There's a
Yes,
semicolon missing.
Yeah, that is a dummy code, no? So as of now, we will not go into the detail because I haven't written main also over here. There is no main, there is no public static void main. This code as it is will not run. So, okay, for your sake, I put a semicolon. So what have I written? Is my question. The variable name or the variable value?
Variable name. Number 3 is a variable name. Then you are,
The number
doing
1
the
also is a variable name,
multiplication.
correct?
Number is a variable name. Yeah. And then you are just giving a hard code value 10. Right. Yeah.
So first, you will read the right hand side first. So number 1 multiplied by 10. Will it be this? The output of this will be like this. Number 1 multiplied by 10. Is this what you're expecting as a result, ma'am?
No.
So you have written the number 1, but what will you read? So you will write the variable name always, but you will read the value. What is the value of number 1?
18. Okay.
18. And then multiply it with 10. What do you get? So
180.
always on the right hand side. This 180 will be stored in which variable?
That's 3.
Number 3.
So what will happen? This 21 will be removed, right? Because a variable can at a time store only one single value.
Yeah, I really like Omar the way you are explaining these boxes, right? Name, value, and address. That's really good, I really like this way, and I want everyone to understand that concept, the variable name, then value, then address. Because this is the very, core of the programming, Name, value, and address. These 3 things, later, you will understand better. But, now how Omar is explaining, I really like it, yeah.
Thanks, Irfan. Okay, now let's make it more interesting. Okay, now let's see who can. Number 1 multiply by number 1 goes into sum. Let's say, just have a different variable. Okay, I'll do justice to the variable name also. Now tell me what should happen.
Who tell you the answer first?
Yeah, tell me.
Number 1 is a 18 plus 18 goes to
Yes.
some variable. But
Thirty.
there
What
is a
happens?
semicolon missing shows an error.
Huh? Ma'am, you
Semicolon.
forget about this. Forget about the semicolon. This code will
Okay. Sorry for that.
This code will as
Number
it is
1 is
done.
18 plus 18. 18 plus 18 goes in the sum.
So what will that be?
It's 36. 36.
So what did sum have previously?
39.
So will it add the 36 to this 39 and make
No.
it what? Make
39
it,
is replaced by
70.
36.
Will it add the 36 to this existing number? What will it do?
No, it's replaced by 36.
Yeah,
39
it will
is replaced-
replace it. It will flush. The existing data will be flushed. So what did it have
Yes.
previously?
Previously we have 39, and after
That
that
will be flushed. That
this
will be
operation-
eliminated.
Yes,
And new value will be what?
36.
36. Okay, make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Now let's try to make it more interesting. Now tell me number 1 multiplied by 10 goes into number 1. This also is very interesting. Now what happens?
But number 1
Number
is
one
a
is-
18 multiplied with 10 is a 180 goes to number 1. And
So,
18
what changes happen?
replaced to 180.
So this
Yes.
18 is removed
18 will be replaced.
and replaced with
180. 180.
180.
I
Okay.
think let's
If
go
you-
one by one, Omar. I think we can go one by one. Let's have everyone answer, yeah. And then you
Yeah,
tell the
if-
final answer, yeah.
So guys, y'all will have to be a bit street smart over here and grab your chances. Or else these technical guys, they will dominate. Amir and Shabana, these guys. So Shahid, you'll have to
Sorry.
So
Yes,
y'all will,
I'm.
Shahid, Ataullah and Farooq will have to, show your dominance over here. Because the majority is non-technical. If I see the computer science graduation, Amir is computer science graduate, right?
Sir,
Shabana also CS graduate. Shahid is a CS graduate,
No, I'm electrical.
electrical. Farooq is a CS
Yeah.
graduate, computer science. Is Farooq there?
Yeah, I think Farooq is there, yeah. Farooq is master, I guess he is.
But from a CS, a stream. So you guys will have to, try to speak. Okay, what happens over here? Number 1 into 10, the result shows into number 1, right? So it was 18 into 10, 180 goes into the same variable. So if you observe on the LHS will always be variable name. LHS will always be a variable name, but on the RHS, it can have different permutations. RHS can have different permutations. So let's study those permutations. Okay. So on the LHS, you'll always have a variable name, but RHS can have different things. Okay. So I'll just revert them back to the original settings. Okay. Okay. Okay, if I want to store 100 in number 100, what code will I write? Correct? Right? Who all agree with me this code is right? Yes, Shahid, is this right way of writing?
It's a wrong statement.
Yes, Shabana, is it right?
No, sir. It's not right. Number one equal to 100.
Yes, the variable name will come on the LHS. So on the RHS, I can have a digit. Okay, let's consider it to be digits. Okay, then I can have what comes over here, 100. Okay, assuming number 2 had 20. Number 2 had 20. So what will come over here? Number 2 has 20. So this, what is there on the RHS? Just check the permutation. So what is there on the RHS? These are called as constants. Okay, so I don't want to confuse you all with a lot of data today. I'll just keep it simple as digits. So what is there in the RHS in this use case also? Or you get correct? Only digits. On the RHS we have only digits. Here also we have only digits. Okay. Now if I want to store 20 in number 1. If I want to store 20 in number 1, what can I do? Yes, no, maybe. What changes happens over here?
Yes.
Yes.
100 replace with
100
20.
will replace with 20.
Perfect. So 100. Will 20 be added over here or will it be replaced?
Replace.
Replace, sir.
Replaced.
And will 20 cut, paste or copy paste?
Sorry.
Cut, paste or copy paste? Will 20 be removed from here
Cut
and
paste.
put to here, or 20
Cut
will be
paste.
here also?
Cut. Copy paste, sir. Sorry, copy
Copy
paste.
paste.
It's
So it
not
will
a cut
20 will
paste.
be
It's copy
this.
paste.
And 20 will come over here, copy paste, right? So on the
Yeah.
RHS, what do I have over here now? Variable only. What do I have on the RHS? Only a variable, correct? Then I can have a mixture of variable and digits. So what if I want to put in number 3? I want to put number 2 plus 500. Now tell me. Now what will come in number 3?
520.
520.
Perfect. So first solve, evaluate the right hand side. Number 2. So you write the variable name. What do you write?
This value.
Variable name. And what do you read?
20 plus 500.
This value 20.
You read the value. So 20 plus 500 is what? 520. So we'll go in which variable?
Number 3.
So what is there on the RHS now? Variable plus digits. Variable and digit, right? Just check the permutation. Okay, so I don't want to lose sight of this. So maybe I'll start erasing this place, but I want to keep my eyesight on this variable. So we are recording this session, so we'll share the recording with you all. So whatever is been overwritten, you all can still reconstruct. So now if I say sum equals to 100 plus 300. Now what? So what is the on the
400.
RHS?
Sum is replaced with 400.
Digits and digits. What can we have on the RHS?
Digit.
Digits
Total
and digits.
digits.
So digits
Is it
and digits.
400?
What will be in sum?
400.
400.
Okay, then I can also have variable and variable. So if I say sum equals to number 1 plus number 2. Now what will come? Tell me.
40.
So the
40.
number variable
Variable
plus
and
variable.
variable.
And
So on the
answers
RHS, you can
are
have a lot of permutations you can have. So what will be in sum?
number 1 is what answers 20 and number 2 is also 20, then 40.
So much 440.
If number 1 is a 20 and number 2 is 20, then answer is a 40. If number 1 is 100 and number 2 is 20, is a answer is a 120, depending on the values.
No, it's over here. I'm using this one. data over here. I'm following these squares. So what is the number one? Okay, this is number one. Okay, I forgot the number. The variable name should be spelled correctly. Okay. See, I forgot to write the digit 1, so it will not work. So what name we give while declaring, we have to stick to that same variable name, and variable names are case sensitive. Variable names are case sensitive. The small n and capital N are not same.
Yes.
So tell me what is the output over here?
40.
40 will go in where?
Sum.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we can have digits and digits, variable and variables, variable and digit. Okay. Any permutation we can have on the RHS. But on the LHS, what is there on the LHS? On the LHS, always what?
Variable.
Variable. RHS, you can have different permutations. Correct?
Yes.
Getting it, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Very good. So, and what we put in between, these are called as operators. What is plus?
Operator.
So we have different operators in programming. So we have arithmetic operators. Different operators we have. So what are the basic arithmetic operators? What does plus do? It adds. What does minus do? It subtract. Multiplies it like this and divides it in like this. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then there's one more called as modulus. Percentage sign. What does percentage sign do? Gives you the remainder. Gives you the
Remainder. Correct.
remainder. So if I say 100 mod with divide with 2, what is the answer? So the way we were taught in school. We put over here. This is how we were taught, right? I don't know
50.
what the Canadian or the US style of teaching division, but here was the numerator goes inside, denominator goes outside. So how much the
50.
50 is
Yes.
what is the remainder?
0.
0.
0.
So divide will give you the quotient. What will divide give you?
No.
Divide will give you the quotient. So 100 divided by 2. What is the answer? This is the answer. Right?
Yes, sir.
And what is 100 mod with 2?
Zero.
Yes. 0.
How much?
Remainder. Choose a remainder.
The mod will give you the remainder.
Yes.
Getting it? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, sir.
Got it, right?
Got the. Yes, sir. Got the.
So this is what your mod does, okay? Then you have your relational operators, okay? When you compare, my height is greater than his height, my height is equal to his height,
Yes, sir.
my marks are equal to his marks, my marks are less than equal to, okay? So less than, greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, not
Not
and
equal to.
and equal to.
Equal to. Yes, correct.
Okay? So these are your relational operators.
Relational.
Got it? Getting it?
Yes, sir.
Then you have third tab what is called as your logical operators. Okay, so this we will study in detail later on. Okay, so these are very important. So they are called as and or not. What are they?
And or not.
And or not. Symbol for that in Java. Symbol for and is double time ampersand, double time pipe, and this is the exclamation.
Yes, sir.
Exclamation.
Okay, so
Yes, sir. Got it.
and a combination of variable plus operator is called an expression. What is it? What is an expression? Combination of variable and operators. Variable and operators. So that forms an expression. Yes, guys, I am getting the crux. What's happening?
Yes.
Anyone who's lagging behind, or sir, the pace is too fast for all my liking. So please slow down. Anyone getting such vibes?
No.
Because Amir and Shabana are quite comfortable. They are answering, so I'm getting the feedback instantaneously. So I'm happy with their progress.
Thank you,
Shahid
sir.
also is responding, right? Ataullah also. Farooq is the one who is silent. And is he there? Then we have Shoaib who has joined.
Yeah, Farooq, I
Shoaib?
think he's in US time zone, Omar, so I think he dropped off. He's just showing here. Might be,
Okay, so it's too late night in the.
Yeah, it's like 2 a.m. here. So
Okay, 2 a.m. Then Shoaib has joined. 834030. Yes, Shoaib, am I audible to you? Anything you would want to share? I guess we'll pause here for today, Sartaj bhai, and let these guys digest this much.
yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay, then tomorrow we'll continue. And
Shoaib,
on the group, I'll put some exercises for them.
Shoaib, I think you are Shoaib, I think you are on mute. So there is a button you can unmute yourself. He's just texting, I guess. When you're calling him Omar, he's just texting. So I'm not sure whether he knows how to mute and unmute. Everyone knows, right, how to mute and unmute themselves? Shoaib?
Hello. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Shoaib, you're there, right? You know, right, how to mute and unmute yourself. You know, right, how Zoom works?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So whenever like Umar calls, please respond so that we know like you are there. And
Yes, I'll do.
all right, yeah, Umar, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, then guys, we'll halt here, and then tomorrow we'll continue from where we have left today. And meanwhile, I'll give you some assignment.
Yeah, so anyone has any question for Umar, or like anything, any technical issue, like sorry for the inconvenience, like Saqib has some internet issue, so we started a little late, but we'll try to like fix those issues. We'll learn, every day we'll learn. Yeah.
And maybe tomorrow we'll install one of the IDEs like Eclipse or IntelliJ IDEA, and we'll do what we did on Paint. We'll do it in programming over there, so we can get to see the output instantaneously in front of us. Okay, so we can play around with that. What operators we can use, and see the difference. Right? If I put a mod, what output I get. If I replace the mod with a divide, what output I get. Okay, so we'll try to make it fun.
Yeah, don't be. I encourage everyone, like, don't be shy. Speak up. Don't think like, even you feel sometimes you feel like, hey, what I'm going to ask, it might be sound silly, but don't think like, don't hesitate. Ask anything. We are just like brother and friends here. So we will learn together, because we want you to learn these skills, so that once we do the project, right, once we develop the product, then you can contribute. But if you don't learn here, then it will be really difficult for you when we start the product development. So be free and frank, and don't hesitate. Ask anything, whatever comes to your mind, and stop Umar anytime, wherever you have any doubt. Right, Umar?
Yeah. And I'll be available on WhatsApp also if you're practicing in the daytime or in whatever time zone. And if you're stuck up anywhere, you can just send me a screenshot of the error message. So I'm facing this error. Where am I making a mistake? So whenever I come get the internet connection, I'll reply to it immediately.
Yeah.
We will
Send
give a
to the group.
24/7 support.
Yeah. So they can send to the same WhatsApp group, right, Umar?
Yeah,
Or
WhatsApp
you
group
have
is fine. Yeah, WhatsApp, the students' WhatsApp group, they can use that as a chat platform.
Yeah. And also you
Okay,
can
then,
share your email, Umar. Like, so sometimes, like, what happens, something is really big, I'm working on my laptop and I don't have WhatsApp installed on my laptop, so that I can email you, right? And you can reply me via email too, right?
yeah.
So you can share your email if you want, like you can just text your email here, you know.
Yeah, on the group we can share our email individually.
Yeah, all right, yeah. So anyone has any question for Umar, like, you know, or do you want, or like, you know, how was your, or like, how are you feeling, you know, today? Or how was the session? Any feedback? We love to hear, you know.
Sartaj bhai, I'll drop off. Maybe in my absence,
Mhm.
you can take their feedback. They'll be more open to
Sure,
speak. In
sure,
front of
sure,
me, I
yeah,
guess they might be hesitant. So,
yeah,
and then you
yeah.
can communicate it to me, like this is what the candidates are telling. So please, alter your style of teaching accordingly.
Sure, Umar. Yeah, sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Okay,
You know,
I'll jump off. Bye, guys. Take care.
thank you so much,
Bye,
Umar.
sir.
Bye,
Have a
Umar.
good day.
Thank you.
I'll assign Sartaj bhai the
Yeah. So guys, I think Umar left, so it's really very professional. You know, he doesn't want to hear the feedback when he's in the call, right? So, so that's really good. You know, like so we will learn from him to be more professional day by day. You know, I really appreciate the way he responded. So what do you think? Like,
Right.
please feel free to like give your feedback. How was the session? And if you are lacking anywhere, like we can give you some extra time, or you can ping Saqib or me or Umar anytime. You can give your feedback, individually to Saqib. If you don't want to post in the WhatsApp, like ping Saqib, whatever the concern you have, just ping Saqib. Or directly you can message him. So how was the session today? Like, I will just go one by one. Shabana, what do you think?
It's a good classes, but I know all the topics already. So I have no questions regarding it, not it now. Class is good, very good.
All right, good. How about you, Amir? Your thought?
Yes, sir. It was a very good session, and I really like it the way of Umar sir is teaching. That's
Great.
yes, I,
Oh,
yes, sir.
Mhm. Okay, great. Thank you, Amir. How about you, Akib Ataullah? Your thought?
I also really appreciate the way he's teaching. Very nice, easy to understand, and we'll get to know within next few weeks more about him.
Great. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Ataullah. How about you, Shahid? Your thought? Shahid, you there? You are on mute.
I'm
You can
there. I'm
unmute
there.
yourself. Yeah.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it as so far it is good. I mean, anybody can understand. I would say the way he is
Mhm.
the approach he has it. So I don't feel there is anything we can put a mark. But honestly, it's going good. I would say.
Great. Thanks a lot, Shahid.
Thank you.
Shuaib, how about you? Your thought, Shuaib? You are on mute. Can you please share your thoughts, Shuaib?
Yes, sir. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, Shuaib, we can hear you. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Share your thought.
Yeah. Whatever I saw, like, I joined late, so that is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would need to watch this video from start. So
Mm-hmm.
recording, I guess, no.
Yeah, we will share the recording. Yep. Yeah.
But what
Mhm.
I saw from like when I joined, like from there, it was good. Yeah. But I need to watch the entire video from the start. First.
Right. All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Shuaib. I don't think we have Farouk. Like, I know it's really late for you. I'm so sorry. You're based out in Chicago. I'll catch up with him, later. I'll talk to him offline. I think we have
Okay.
Shakib here. So
Okay.
Shakib, I was just taking the feedback, Shakib, bhai, we are almost done. Okay. And they will bother you, Shakib, bhai. Okay, if they need any
Okay.
information or any help. So, Alhamdulillah, it was good. And just one of my feedback, like, Umar is really a very great, I can say trainer. And just for your information, he has been teaching in IIT Roorkee. He's part of one institute called Great Learning. And Great Learning has got contract with IIT Roorkee, and he's one of the corporate trainer there. So the way he was teaching today, I really like that, because even I'm a Java programmer, I do my hands dirty with coding. So, but the way he was teaching the variable name and the address and how the value gets stored, that was really amazing. So yeah, we learn together, and our main goal, like I want all of you to focus on this concept, basically, on the programming concept. And if you have any doubt, please stop, and ask Umar, and and do your practice homework, how much you can do, because see, we are giving you just 4 hours in a week, and you have rest of the whole week. So in 6 months, inshallah, we will place you at some good place. And our goal is to, just bring you into the product development, so that, you will be coding, some of the of our product module, inshallah. All right. So any question
Okay,
from anyone before we just,
I think we have, okay, I think we have got Shoaib bhai, right? So Shoaib, did you introduce yourself? Umar, did you, because he joined
yeah,
late.
yeah. So I think we got the introduction, yeah. But yeah, probably tomorrow again, like, we can have one round of introduction, who is new and who just joined late.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Saqib. All right.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
sure.
yeah. So if there is no
Umar,
question,
you
yeah,
want
we
to
can
say
close the
anything?
call.
Yeah, Umar, you want to say anything?
Umar left. Like, he's very professional. I was just taking the feedback, and he said, no, let me log off so that they don't hesitate. They can give the positive feedback. So he's very professional.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all right
Okay.
then. Thank you everyone. Jazakallah for joining. See you all tomorrow. Okay. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good
Okay.
one.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Jazakallah.
No,
Thank you.
yes.
Bye. Take care.